Before this week, it had been almost 5 months since I felt motivated to shoot film. You've heard the excuses before. It's too expensive. What if the light isn't good enough? What if you get mostly duds from the rolls? But with the end of 2023 approaching, and with some time on my hands, I decided to give film one more try. Hi, I'm Michael Trimboli, and welcome back to my channel. For a while this year, I had forgotten what I had loved about film photography and why I started with it again a couple years ago. I told myself that if I have a digital camera, why would I want to go through a more expensive, more cumbersome process that doesn't have the same probability of success? But I think this misses the point of film photography. Yes, each exposure is more valuable than an individual raw file, but that just means you need to be more intentional with your photography and you need to slow yourself down. Fortunately, I picked up some inspiration last week to give film another go. I decided to shoot a roll of Rollei RPX 25 and an expired roll of color Fujifilm NPZ 800, which I came into very recently. So I went out on December 13th and shot the roll of RPX 25 on my Yashica FX2. Now, RPX 25 probably isn't the best film to be shooting in the winter because of its fast speed, but I felt like the day was clear enough that I could get away with it, and at least until the early sunset started to make things difficult. I made my way to Greenwich Village and Washington Square Park, and then I moved on to the West Village. My last couple exposures were way underexposed, but overall I got some good results. And, I love the fine grain and contrast to the film. And with that, I decided to call it a day rather than try to push my luck shooting the NPZ roll. The next day, I decided to go back out again and try to shoot the NPZ roll, but I wanted to use my Canon AE1 to do the job this time. The only problem was that I already had a roll of Fujifilm Superia 400 in the camera that I had started back in the summer and just never got around to finishing. Fujifilm discontinued Superia recently, and it made me very sad because it was probably one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite, color film stock. But I decided I might as well just send this roll off on a high note. So I walked around Tribeca in the early afternoon and used up the remainder of the roll and got some good results during the time. And once I was almost done, I decided to make my way up to Lincoln Center where I would shoot the roll of NPZ. Now, I did some research and discovered that Fujifilm discontinued NPZ 800 around 2004, which meant that the film had expired probably 15 to 20 years ago. So I decided to pull the film 2 stops and rate it at ISO 200. Now, again, this meant that the time would be a factor and would probably be against me as I kept going shooting the film. But I took that chance because I wanted to try to get the best results I could with the film. And I think for the most part, it worked out beautifully. The colors on the film were punchy and vibrant. I love the way it captured sunlight in contrast to the shadows. I had a couple exposures left by the end of the day, and I decided to just play around with some self-portraits at a bar that I ended the day at. Fortunately, this was the only one that came out decently. That was partly due to the timer on my camera not functioning properly, which I think was because my lens was not focused properly. I guess when you've had a couple drinks, you kind of lose those fundamentals a little bit. So there you have my most recent adventure with film photography. If you've been enjoying these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And with that out of the way, I'll shut up now and show you a slideshow of all my favorite photos from all 3 rolls of film. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Loud for the moon.